If we are talking about aging, we have to talk about sex through the years. So we have Shannon Boodram here, our sexologist. And YouTuber, I'm so happy that you could join us today because sex does change.
Yes.
As our age changes, although people might be a little bit surprised about what happens as you get older. The news is good. But let's start.
Oh.
I think so. The news is good. Let's start in the 20s. These might be your first sexual experiences. You say, think about what makes me feel good, what makes others feel good.
It's a time just to really figure it out. Figure out what works for you. I mean, these are all questions you should ask throughout all the ages, but I think your 20s is really a time where you're doing stuff that's not the best for you and finding out what you like, what you don't like, and that's okay.
So many people go through that in the 20s. You're just exploring. Then the 30s come around, and it's here's what makes me feel good, here's what makes my partners feel good. So you start thinking more about what you actually need.
Yeah, it's time to stop compromising and doing what somebody else wants. It's really just focusing in and knowing that the best sex happens when you're in your best self.
That's right. So you're fully comfortable and you're engaged. So then we get to the 40s, which is amazing. And the question that you're asking, which I think is a crucial question, is what makes me feel sexy?
Especially for women. One of my favorite sexologists is Dr. Esther Perel, and she says that a woman's greatest turn-on is herself.
Okay.
So when she feels hot, when she feels sexy, then that's when she has the best sex and she feels the most comfortable. And as we start to age, we start to see ourselves represented less in a sexual way. So that's a time to really redefine is it fishnet stockings? Is it, is it smells? What does make me feel sexy, and honing in on that?
Okay. And I think a lot of people might find in their 40s, they might be in a relationship or they might not be, but they might have been dating the same person multiple times and they might have more of a comfort level and they might feel more comfortable asking that question of themselves and really just exploring, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a bit of a myth out there that you get to like 40s and 50s and, then there is no sex. That is so not true, though, because you say in your 50s, research shows that that's the time that you start thinking about what's my fantasy.
Yes. That's the time when you shed the whole good girls don't and good boys don't facade, and you're like, okay, what do I really, really enjoy? And nudist resorts are most frequented and fetish sites are most frequented by people in that age group because, again, you're just getting to that space of what is it that I really, really want to do? What makes me feel celebrated and sexy? So that age, ask yourself, what is my fantasy? And just dive in.
Just go for it.
Just go for it.
You have the confidence to do it. And as soon as you said fetish sites and nudist resorts, they're all like, oh my goodness, don't act all surprised.
I bet many of them have been. I bet they've been.
I know there's some 50-year-olds out there. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's get into the 60s. And we've talked about sort of biologically that things are changing in your body, which is going to make your experience with sex a little bit different as you get older. So in your 60s, you say, what do I need so I need not worry? What is that about?
It really is like, okay, let me plan ahead. Now, obviously, there's changes happening mostly from 40 and up. But if it's like, if I need to have lube so I'm completely comfortable, I'm going to do that. If I want to install handles in my bedroom so that, again, if I want to buy a pillow that keeps me comfortable, if I want to get a swing. So I start thinking about sex well in advance. How do I plan so that in the moment, it is.
Yeah.
In the moment, how do I let go? And you can't let go if you're concerned about how things are interacting with medication or how things are going to affect you the next day or your comfort level or pain of any kind. So it really is about, okay, what do I need? And I may have to go buy some things. So in the moment, I need not worry at all.
Okay, so don't let these things stop you from having a pleasurable experience. Go out and figure out how you can get it done.
Just sex-proof your bedroom.
There you go. I love the way you think. It's so good. It's so liberating. Okay, so 70s. Your 70s comes along, and you are saying, what does sex look like on my terms? What does it look like on my partner's terms? So what do you mean by that?
Because a lot of people at that time are dealing with very specific health issues, and so it really is like, okay, let's redefine what sexuality is. Maybe it's not intercourse, maybe it's mutual masturbation, maybe it is just us embracing each other. So how do we really make sex about how good can I feel for how long? Whatever the outcome is or the activity is pretty much null and void. What the focus is what do we do that feels good for each other? And maybe we share it, while we're in the same space. Maybe we share it by touching, but we redefine that around, again, what really works for us.
And there's a level of letting yourself off the hook. If you have a low libido, if you don't feel like going for it all the time, that's okay. You're redefining and you're deciding what is good for you in that moment. moment.
Orgasm has like a measurable health benefits for all age groups.
Yeah.
And so I think that if we have this idea of how sex is supposed to be done, as we age, it doesn't feel great for us anymore, so we cancel ourselves out. But if you redefine it around what it is that works for you, it's ageless.
Absolutely. So go have an orgasm today.
Yes.
It's good for you. I just want to mention your 80s. You're saying in your 80s we have no advice for you because...
Tell me what to do. I want all the tips. If you're in your 80s and you have a great sex life and you own it, like, let me know. Call me up, email me. I want all the tips from you.
We want all the tips from you.
I got nothing for you.
Shanny, we love you.